Educational speaking is slightly different than corporate speaking. So if anyone has stage fright, this is a venue that you can be able to make those other areas happen, and it can be very lucrative as well. Educational speaking is slightly different than corporate speaking. It's different. Corporate, when I say corporate, that's everything, nonprofit, corporate, motivate. So here we go. I'm going to go through the different types of speaking just so we have a clarification of this and for you to start thinking about which form best suits who you are and your style. The first style, as you can see, is keynote speaker. Now, we all know about a keynote speaker. Keynote speaker is one person usually who's in front of a larger audience. There's not much communication back and forth between the speaker and the audience. The keynote speech, it can be written out, it can be on cards, it can be memorized. There's different types of keynote speaking, motivational, there's informational, there's an orator who's someone who uses words eloquently. There's all these different formats, but that's what a keynote speech is. It could be on a stage, it can be in front of a smaller group. But basically, a keynote speech is when you are giving information out to everyone in a format, in a way, and there's not much information like going back and forth. All right. Next form right there, you can see is professional development. Now, this is something in education we're all very familiar with. In the corporate area, they just call it training. But professional development, that's more that teaching piece, right? That's where you're teaching others about something. They're getting their hands dirty into it. They're not only are you talking to them, but they're turning and talking. Well, not in COVID, but they're working through the process. Professional development can be anything from a breakout session at a conference all the way up to a full day, 2-day, 3-day training or a conference or a retreat. There's multiple ways that you can do professional development. And a lot of times that's what we most connect educational speaking with. Now, something special just in the world of education, as you know, is school assemblies. This is where you're speaking to students, all right? Now, you could say that that's keynote speaking as well, but it's a little bit different when you're talking about a school assembly. An assembly is you're bringing all the kids together, as you know, and then there's either a talk to them, there is maybe some activities. When I do my assemblies, I've used the gym, I got music going, the kids are moving and running, we're having a fun time. That's what we're doing. So that's a special area just for educators. Now, another area that also falls in the line of professional speaking is professional coaching and consulting. With this area, these are usually longer term situations. Your keynote speech happens for an hour, 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Professional development might be a quick one or a half day or one full day. School assembly, you can't get a school assembly done within an hour max, an hour and a half max. Your kids are going to lose, you're going to lose them. Professional coaching consulting, this is multiple days, multiple touch points. Usually a lot of these professional coaching and consulting are after the keynote or the professional development, all right? Whereas the coaching, that's where you are telling them what they need to do and pulling out those skills. Consulting is where you're giving them your ideas and guiding them in their actions is what it is that they're doing. And you may actually have some work to be doing as well. So these are the 4 main areas of speaking. There's another form of speaking that has gained an enormous amount over the last several months, the last year. What's that? Virtual training. That's right. Virtual training, virtual speaking, and those kinds of things. Now, virtual training, virtual speaking, this is a wonderful way, and it's just wonderful. Now, it's funny. About a year, maybe a year and a half before the pandemic actually hit the world, I was really pushing and trying to get the world of educators to do more virtual training, virtual opportunities. And they just weren't getting it. They were like, what are you talking about? No, we need you in. I was like, okay, that's fine. So now it seems like, as you know, it's blowing up. This is another venue that really can connect with people. You can do your consulting and coaching through this. You can do your professional developments through this. You can do keynotes through this. You can do assemblies through this. This is just another avenue that you can do those other things. So if anyone has stage fright, this is a venue that you can be able to make those other areas happen. And it can be very lucrative as well with that virtual training, virtual events. Yes, is it ideal? I mean, no, is it ideal? No, it's not. But it really can be an awesome asset, an awesome way of making things happen. My name's Steve Bowler, also known as Stand Tall Steve.